he's still playing well, and I think winning in America, big prize over there, Iowa. It's absolutely, from his perspective, it's absolutely, he's still on track. It's just no ranking points for that, unfortunately. But here we are underway with our opening break, and it's a dry one. So first opportunity in the match will be for Josh Juhasz, and as you can see, the clock ticking down. 30 minutes we start with for each set.
Quite an unusual arena. We find ourselves here at the, like I say, wonderful Spots and Stripes in Red Hill, Surrey. It's a lot of the events we go to, if they're in a pool venue rather than the arenas that we now move to with the pro events, the TV arena seems to be sort of in one far corner and out of the way, where this one is really like central to the
Everything
room.
else is around it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. So all the tables are sort of around where all the other matches are taking place. There's a nice seating area and bar area right behind as Josh Juhasz misses a ball that he'd probably want to have over again.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
No.
That will unsettle you in the start of the match.
Well, he probably couldn't believe it. In the opening frame, he gets straight to the table with a great opportunity to nick the first frame against Cousins, and, well...
Stuck it straight on the jaw as well, you could see that. Just a slightly careless one. There was no need to worry. I mean, he wasn't trying to pinch the pocket to get a better angle or anything like that. It was just an out-and-out miss.
Yeah, just going back, it's really central, and I like it. I like the setup.
Yeah, I like this. A lovely club. First time here for me. It's very, very nice. What you say first time, Tony? You were here yesterday?
I was here yesterday.
But I get your point.
Here we go.
You were sampling the delights of the venue yesterday.
I was, and it is like I say, it's a lovely place as well.
I'm interested to see this visit from Tom. He always talks about how he doesn't like balls down cushions, and even though he's brilliant at them. And what I'm really excited or interested to see what he's going to do with this 8-ball, because I've been out there. I mean, this is the same Rasson Apollo that we see week in, week out with Ultimate Pool, but for whatever reason, visually, the pockets look even tighter than normal. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. Is he just going to get back himself to get good on it, which I suspect he is, because he's not tried to do anything else but here.
Maybe he's still confused and thinks he's in America, where there would be
it's
a whole different proposition altogether.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like to leave myself that.
I just think, I mean, sometimes it can be an optical illusion, because obviously the pockets, the dimensions, everything is the same. It just, when I've been out there and had a look, just did the opening link of the show, it just looked nippy.
You want to be very close to it. That in an ideal world, you do not want to be playing this from a long way away, and I don't think Tom is going to be too far away from this black ball. He'll be potting this yellow that's in the open first, and just leave yourself an angle, I would suggest, and play the last one into the right-hand corner. That way you can just use a touch of left-hand side and sort of screw the keyboard down behind that black. Left it straighter than I thought he would have done.
Yeah, I thought he'd stop that dead and have more angle, almost come down the diagonal towards left centre, just above it.
But then that's the man again. He's not bothered, is he? I don't think, just as long as he leaves himself fairly straight, it's the cue ball.
Yeah.
Well,
as good as you could be on it.
I thought for a second how many was going straight towards that middle, but he got the weight perfect. So this for the opening frame of the opening set.
Well, we're not going to see how generous the pockets are playing down the cushions, because that was dead centre. That was never anywhere else, and a very good visit to the table for Tom Cousins to punish the error from Josh. Disappointing start for Josh Juhasz as we dip into our other arena match straight away. Got two arenas here, two matches we'll be keeping an eye on, and this is David McQuillan taking on Sean Story.
They've got comfier seats, I have to say. The proper armchairs they've got out there.
They do. It does look comfier, doesn't it?
Sandy, if you're playing somebody really good and you're getting hammered, you can just have a nice, relaxing sit in the chair.
David McQuillan won the opening frame, and Sean Story's in with a chance here to win frame 2.
Well, this really isn't the start Josh Juhasz was looking for. A dry break following the miss in the first frame, where the red spat out of the centre. And it will be Top Cat who will come to the table with choice of colour and a very, well, nice layout for reds. Just got to bring the one red out and I can't see how he would fail to do so. And they're quite nice, Simon, aren't they?
Yeah, I like the layout now. Ignore the score in the background there. It is very much 1-0 to Tom Cousins.
What I like about this, though, and this throws the format into play, is, you know, Josh would go and get hammered 5-0 in his first set.
It's what I like about sets.
And it's like, okay, start again, forget that set, we'll start the match again. Well, obviously you're losing the first set, but you're still in it.
Yeah.
You don't have to claw back a great big deficit.
I mean, to win this match, you have to win a minimum of 10 frames. If you take the match clock out of play, you could lose the first 5, and if you were playing a race to 10, 5-0 down race, that you're in trouble. But you're not. You reset again. You've just got to win the next race to 5 and then go from there. And just like that, it is 2-0 to Tom Cousins. He started very sharply. Mind you, he did this at the Pro Series when we were in Wigan a few weeks ago. He started really sharp and he still wasn't able to convert. But it's very, very early days, of course.
Yeah, at the Pro Series in Wigan, it was a very, very tidy Ian Alley that leapt
brilliant
from the
performance,
shadows and snatched a few heads, didn't he? And put them on his mantelpiece. A few scalps for Ian Alley and very nearly landed that title.
Yeah, it was a brilliant performance from Ian, going up just short against Aaron Davies in the final. Of course, we'll see Aaron Davies a little bit later on. He will be playing against Darryl Whitworth in our 3rd match of the session. That is loosely scheduled for around 7 o'clock. Of course, set play. We don't quite know how long the matches are going to last at this point, but around 7 o'clock for Darryl Whitworth versus Aaron Davies. Tom Cousins is cut breaking. Like he caught that a little thin.
He did.
Gets punished for it. Very important visit in this set for Josh, having made a hash of his first visit to the table in the opening frame.
Yeah, certainly not the connection that Tom Cousins was looking for then. Obviously lost the cue ball into that corner pocket. Is Declan Brennan over there, looks on.
Yeah, Declan will be playing a little bit later on. He'll be on Arena 2, taking on Matt Cook. That is around 8:30 tonight for that match. We'll be dipping in and out of that as we go through the evening.
So, Josh now, chance to get his hand on the table properly and get a feel for the TV arena after that very short and abrupt visit in the opening frame where he missed that red into the middle that sort of spat out the pocket.
Yeah, he had an angle on the one in the open to be able to play the breakout, but it wasn't a great way of going into it. So he wants to get low on this yellow like he has, and now he can play into the red. But he has dealt with half his table before playing his breakout. Oh, he'll take that. That has come out beautifully for him. Little delicate one down the cushion now, but it's come out nicely. Oh, he's going to take the one to the other corner first and pull this back.
Not keen. I think I'll go the other way.
I'm with you, Tony. I'm with you, but
I'd like to leave that other one just to roll the keyboard forward to make sure he gets straight behind that yellow in the centre. This now, he's got to top this through and come right to the bottom of the table.
I can see why he did it, because he had, you know, just a little bit more angle on it than he wanted, and he was quite close.
Yeah, and he's worried of leaving a sharp angle and going into the red, but I still would have gone the other way.
Yeah. Now he might have to force this a little bit, just meaning he's got a little bit less pocket to aim for. No, it's nice. Very nicely played. And considering how the first visit just went for him. He's dealt with this very well and just needs to finish it off.
See, by just rolling this gently into the middle, he doesn't want to. He wants to get the cue ball through a little bit, or he's going to dig up because he doesn't want to be next to that red ball and queuing over it for the black. He played that well.
Yeah, popped it nice, didn't he?
Yeah.
And overhit it.
Well, this will settle some early nerves should he get this 8-ball into the corner, which I'm sure he will. And in it goes, and Juhasz fires one back at Tom Cousins. Cousins, though, leads the first set by 2 frames to 1. And Josh will feel a whole lot happier inside right now. Tom, not too happy with his break thus far. Having a little discussion over the arena there. So we nip over to see the man from Ireland. There he is, the Don.
Yeah, it made a nice start to his life as an ultimate pool professional. Decent showing in the first pro series. And he's 1-1 with Sean Story, who did mop up when we saw him previously. Other matches in progress right now. Jimmy Croxton and Sean Sharkey are battling it out. It's currently 3-2 to Sean Sharkey. Tom Jones and Dave Fernandez, and it's Dave Fernandez with the same 3-2 advantage. And the other match in action is Chris Hampson 2-1 up over Kyle Cope, all in the first set.
And that was a much improved break from Josh. Keeps himself at the table.
First glance, this is a tricky layout. If this is the best option you've got, you don't want to go reds, and he got this on yellows. But if that red goes past the yellow to bottom right like it looked like on that last camera angle it does, then reds are the play here.
I think he can get the yellow at the top as well. With the 2 balls together, I think he can get the other one.
Yeah.
This is taking on a tough ball.
Yeah, that was very tough. I can only assume he wasn't on that yellow at the top because there's no way he's playing the one he played.
I really don't like handing Tom Cousins choice of colour. I mean, even if you have to take a ball that you're not that favourable with, I'd rather take that ball than do something with them, you know, to block Tom off. But if you give him choice of colour, he's going to go through them like a hot knife through butter.
So yellows are definitely the better set now that the bottom right's blocked off. But look at the overhead there. I think that red passes the yellow to the corner. It's very, very tight. He'll know. He'll have a reason. There's no way you're taking on the ball he took on if he had better options out there. I really believe that. So we're looking at from the from the commentary box is very different than when you're out there.
It was do or die, that shot.
It was. It was all legs in one basket, wasn't it? To be fair to him, yes, it was a very difficult ball, but the way the yellows were laid out, if you make that one, then yellows are... You feel like that ball wins you the frame, because the rest of the yellows are all there. I'd kind of like to say that he probably was a little bit unfortunate off a good break not to have a better ball on. You still don't believe that ball at the top. You still think he was on that one at the top.
I do. I think even if you had to play with a little bit of side to swing the cue ball a bit, it's still an easier shot than playing that ball down that rail.
Yeah. Only he'll know.
Well, either way, he's getting punished. And as quick as Tom Cousins' lead shrank, it's going to be opened back up again in this opening set. Declan Brennan, superstar player from Northern Ireland, waiting in the wings. And in goes the black, and Tom Cousins strides back to his chair, restoring his 2-frame lead.
Has a chat with Declan as well. They had a great battle in there. Well, they've had a few brilliant battles, haven't they, over the years. You get the sense they're going to be rivals for a long time. I think everyone knows Tom Cousins is widely regarded as the best player in the world, and the rankings tell us that. But Declan's very much in the conversation with the next best player around him in terms of he's currently number 2. He's been winning titles, making finals. He's going to be around for a long, long time, and there's going to be some great battles between those two.
Yeah, he's just come over and started to... He's staying in Liverpool at the moment, it's Declan. He's been practising with Tom Jones.
Yes.
And I think they're doing themselves the world of good. Just he's got both of them having a practice partner now. Obviously, Declan used to play a lot with Ronan McCarthy, the great Ronan McCarthy.
Yeah, Ronan, who has stepped away from the pro scene, plays the odd tournament here and there. I'm sure will be in Ireland to try and defend his world title later on this year.
Yeah, at 87 years old.
87 years old, of course.
He'll forgive me for having a little poking a bit of fun at him, Ronan. Hello to Ronan, if you're watching. Hope you're well.
Tough layout here for Tom. So looking at reds, I suppose you could make a case that every red's sort of got a pocket. The one on the right-hand side is very tight. The one left centre is very tight. And this one's very tight. Just playing the plant. It's a lovely opening shot.
Not only that, he's giving himself the angle with this red into the middle now to just pop the red out away from the yellow on the right side rail. Played it very nicely indeed. And the reds are there to get Tom Cousins to within one frame of winning the opening set. Just going to cut this in and come around the back of yellow and red. And he's gone for the thinner approach.
Slightly awkward, that. Felt like he was trying to leave this in such a way where he's dropping in left centre to be on the 8-ball.
I like the one in left centre last.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's the sort of, I was agreeing that he's going to have to take it now, you feel.
Yeah. Play that well. You just want to leave himself an angle now so he can play the red that's beneath the black ball into the corner, brings the cue ball off the bottom cush, and basically anywhere for the last red, as long as it's not a ridiculous thin cut, and that will be perfect. This will be 4 frames to 1 Tom Cousins. 1 frame away from the opening set. As Top Cat strides around the table. Starting to get into gear is Tom Cousins.
Only thing lacking on his performance so far has been his break.
Yeah, it'll be a concern because the first 2 have been terrible, awful breaks, as bad as I've ever seen him hit them. So, something he's going to have to work on. But then you look at it and think, well, I've broken as badly as I possibly could have done 4-1 up.
Yeah.
The opening set.
He made that very difficult layout look ridiculously easy, didn't he? That was very, very challenging, and he really barely broke a sweat in dealing with it. And Josh is fully under it now, 4-1 down, race to 5 in the opening set.
Really good break there, though, by Josh.
Best break so far, that was brilliant.
Have another look. Great explosion of balls. Clever little shot there, takes the yellows, but also had that one problem ball that's tucked behind the red near the middle. We played off that yellow, little cannon, just to free it, and now all the yellows are open. Just a little bit of an issue maybe with the 2 that's very close together, sat on that bottom rail, and how he approaches them.
Tried to get above the yellow.
Yeah.
The yellow he's nearest to into left centre. You can see him just getting that little bit of left-hand side on and didn't really grab at all.
Wants to really leave himself a cut. So if he pots this into the centre, he might even play the double. But he's wanted to be having an angle on the yellows beneath the black to kick into those 2. And this isn't going to come out that clever. He can just get through to the yellow at the bottom right-hand corner.
Thidno, isn't it? Going to struggle to track his next ball from there. He might not even be on it.
It's tight. If he is, or the only thing for me, if he has to bend it, that's in his favour, because he's putting a side on it, will take it towards the reds and the black, or the red and the black nearest. So if he could make that pot, cannon into the black or the red and hold on the yellow, be fine. But it looks like he can't even hit it. No, he can't. Oh,
that's not a bad result though, because if he makes that, he's on nothing. But now he's left Tom, unless Tom can get through to the one that's over the centre pocket, he's left Tom a very difficult situation.
That is certainly better than first prize.
Oh, Tom's got the gap, I think, looking at that. So if he is on this one to left centre, I think he is, genuinely good chance to go and win the opening set.
Well, all Tom Cousins wants to do now is get the cue ball below those three reds on the right-hand side of the table. Anywhere central on the right-hand rail, just away from it, be absolutely perfect. I think actually you can still pot them in the corners as well, but this looks pretty good.
It's been very good, this, from Tom. He's barely, well, he hasn't made a mistake, has he, in open play? There's been mistakes on the Juhasz side, and Tom's just done what you expect from the #1 player.
Just left it a tad skinny into that middle, but
this is fine. The 8-ball pass is bottom left, I believe, so he's okay leaving this low angle. Ooh,
hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Oh.
Both of us there thought
I thought he'd missed that the minute he hit it.
Any more pace on that and that wouldn't go in.
Opening set goes the way of the #1 then. Top cat Tom Cousins is 1-0 in front. Gives us an opportunity as they get themselves set for set #2 to check in with David McQuillan, who is at the table but behind, having lost 3 straight frames to Sean Story. And in trouble here in frame #5 as well. So tough start there for David McQuillan, and we're back underway here just like that. I thought Josh might actually pop away from the arena for a couple of minutes just to reset himself, because that was a disappointing set from his perspective.
Yeah, I mean, the one chance he got his hand on the table, he took out a decent finish. But yeah, his break wasn't great at the start. He's had that ball spit out, and, you know...
I mean, the one he missed, you mean?
Yeah. Well, if you roll that in, it goes in, and he's belted it, and he's belted it sort of towards the angle, so...
Yeah.
Half of this.
The reason I know it sounds strange, but the reason that's a lovely shot. Oh, I was trying to get that ball out as well, didn't. The reason I thought he would just pop away from the arena, you know, whatever, you know, whatever you want to do in that 3-4 minutes, was just to reset and say, okay, that's set 1 done. I'm coming back for set 2, and try almost basically to reframe it in your mind that you are now 0-0 again. You don't want to just continue with the pattern of the match, which is going against him.
And probably 99% of players would have done that.
Yeah. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, very good shot there from Josh. As I say, if he landed stuck to that 8-ball, that would have been very, very unlucky indeed. So, the first frame of the second set should now be Josh Juhasz's mercy.
He's going to dig this because he doesn't want to just drop it in, because if he drops it in, then he's got to play around with the yellows with the next shot. And he might still, well, I can just check it up, I think. If he rolls it through, he's got to go around and use the 2 cushions, and then it's those yellows play big. Not now. Oh, he's still digging it. Yeah, gets the side on. Not enough. See, it skidded, didn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be over pleased at landing here. This is tough. Oh, it's a lovely shot there from Juhasz. Considering he's just been beaten 5-1 in the first set, and then to pull that black out, because that was a nerve jangler if you ever saw one.
And that was a good 8-ball simply because of the fact that all the work was done. 3 balls out in the 8-ball. He's done everything, and all he has to do is mop up. And somehow he's managed to work himself into a position where he's got hampered, you know, tree-topped 8-ball that is all of a sudden very missable. So he's done really well to compose himself and knock it in. So excellent work from Josh, and he starts the second set well. Gives us an opportunity just to update you and let you know that the Tom Jones-Dave Fernandez match, the first set has just been won by Tom Jones, 5-3. He has won the opening set there. Work to do for Dave in that one. TC back to the front ball. And he should probably stay there with breaks like that. The way that today's set up, Tony, we've got all the players know they're coming in to play their opening round match. We've got matches all the way through till about, across the whole venue, till about 11 p.m. tonight. So about 7 hours of action. But the players themselves know they're coming in. They're gearing themselves up for one match tonight. You used to like that as a player? Come in, you kind of know what you got to do.
Yep.
One match, get yourself into tomorrow, and then come back and then try and get you. Because in these double elims, the longer you can stay in the main side of the draw, the easier the tournament becomes for you.
Absolutely, you've got less matches for a start, but yeah, I always prefer one match a day. So like the things like the World Championships, the Europeans, all the big events that last a couple of weeks, you go and you get yourself in the right headspace for your match, play that match. All you got to do is try and win that match. Easier said than done. But when you've got multiple matches, you've got to sit around in an arena all day waiting to play, and you're not sure what time you've got to be back, and a lot of that sort of milling around in your head. Then that's, for me personally, it became a problem because I'd have time to fill. I couldn't leave the venue, so I ended up filling the time with doing things you shouldn't be doing, which is going down to the bar and sort of think, oh, I'll just have a couple of beers while I wait for that. And
that's unlike you, Tony.
3 matches in and 20 pints in, waving goodbye to the tournament. But one match a day is perfect.
Yeah, I think if you get through the winner's side, so it's double elimination up to the last 16. As Tom's made this very light work on the right-hand side of the table again. Slightly off angle on this one, though. I'll come back to my point on the last 16 in a minute. Let him see if he can land on the 8-ball. Oh, he's straight enough. He's fine. Looked like he was just off, but he's okay. He has overrun that one, though. And good response from Tom Cousins. Yeah, going back to the way the draw's set up, it's double elimination to the last 16. From the last 16 onwards, it will be single elimination. The last 16 is 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. So to get yourself through to the last 16 through the winner's side, you come into today, you win today's match. You come tomorrow morning, you win tomorrow morning's match, and then you come back tomorrow night and you win tomorrow night's match. You basically have 3, broken up really, really well. So for those that come through the winner's side, whereas the loser, every time you lose in a double elimination, you essentially have to win twice. So for every match you'd have to win. So essentially, if you were losing this one, Josh is going to have to go and win 4 or 5 matches to get himself back into a losers qualification match.
Yeah, just win 3 matches and put your feet up. Great. I'll tell you what, another hefty break there from Juhasz, and he's potted 3 reds And just look at the 4 loose ones. Incredible break. And before you know it, this is going to be break and out from Juhasz. Right back at Tom Cousins. Incredible start to this second set.
Oh, he's done it again. He's tree-topped himself again.
He just likes being hampered. You can't believe it, can you?
Yes.
I mean, this is what he was left with after that break.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. And that's what he needs, in all honesty. He needs some layouts like these to really find a rhythm, build it up and get going. But got to make this one.
Oh, it's a great finish again and a great black. I mean, he's broke. He's potted 3 balls. His next shot, he potted 2 balls in the same shot.
So how many shots are there for the break clearance? That was
so 1, 2, 5.
4? 5.
Yeah, the break potted 3 balls. His second shot, he potted 2 reds.
Yeah.
And then 3 more pots.
3 more pots.
So 5 actual visits to the table to pot the lot. That's not bad going, is it? Saves wear and tear on your shoes and your tip as well. Very economical frame there from Juhasz as we look at Tom Cousins, undeterred or unmoved as always. Not really bothered. It's okay. It's my break next, Josh. He's already a set to the good. But a bit of fight in Josh.
2 frames to 4. Tom Cousins to break. 2 frames to 1.
Getting some very good explosion off that front ball now, but nothing works for him. What an opportunity this is for Juhasz then. The way he's suddenly got breaking and running, it's an opportunity. Get himself a couple clear and a couple away from taking the set and have the next break. Big moments in this match. Yeah, it's a good layout this. He's just got to work the cue ball in a couple of places and not get himself into a mess. Everything has a comfortable pocket. Oh, another 3-4 rolls would have been nice on that one. You'd love to have got a little bit straighter. Could still take it to the corner. Could go right centre and then work himself back. He'd leave himself a good angle on it if he worked it later, but I like it out the way. And grazing the 8 ball doesn't hurt him at all. Lands plumb on the ball to top left. Very, very good this. This feels like a different player from the opening set. Really turned up in set 2. 3 opportunities, 3 run-outs, 3-1 in front, 2 away. Nip back across to see Dave McClellan back at the table, and look at that layout. That is tough. They didn't open up at all for him in this one. Trailing 4-1 in the opening set there. And playing the cagey game and trying to wait. Jimmy Croxton has just won a deciding frame in the opening set against Sean Sharkey. They move into set number 2. Well, Josh didn't quite connect with this break as well. He still made a ball, but you could see the explosion was nowhere near as good. He's going to have to work harder for this break clearance than the last.
Yeah, a lot tougher for Josh here.
Still feel like the finish is on, though. This is still a layout you'd look at and go, do you know what, I fancy these. Yes, connections are, you know, are there, but you've got to be careful. The yellows can get in the way, but every red's got his own pocket, and it's not that bad. If you're on the plant to the corner here, do you take it or do you try and... The reason that the one directly below the 8-ball, I'm thinking if that once that one's out the way, everything feels a lot easier. Unless the red by the 8-ball passes the other red to the bottom right corner.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I like this. I like the way he's gone.
We've been caught out with these before.
Yeah, you could see when they finished low here, it was like, oh, okay, so he's playing up there. Oh, he's short though. He's short. He might have the gap. He's very fortunate if he's got the gap because that's not what he was playing for.
Yeah, if he can go between the yellow and the red and get to that red, he's had a right result.
He's dropping it in and he's then got left centre. Oh, he has got the gap as well.
Oh.
Might have to turn it a touch. Oh, he's digging. It's more of a turn than it looks then. Yeah, well done. Might not be able to get above the 8-ball here, so he might have to accept 8-ball top right corner.
No, he should be able to push through, should he? Yeah, he's got a bit of angles.
Yeah.
Needed a bit more right-hand side on that and a bit more force.
But to me, if he just stuns it in, he's got a straight pot to the top right corner and he didn't have to do anything. Maybe that's kind of what I was thinking.
Maybe he wanted to be hampered.
Yeah.
It's there.
Beautiful. What a visit. That's his best of the set, no doubt about it.
So
and he's won away.
I'll ask you a question, Simon, for a change. Normally you're the
okay. I mean, I might not answer it though.
Well, and that's your prerogative, of course. In normal play, Cousins 5-1 up. Do you think Josh could come back if it's just the straight race to 7 or 8? Or do you think that because of the reset, it's just he's forgotten about that first one?
Yeah, a race to 7 or 8, no. A race to 10, which is essentially what we're talking about here. It's not quite a race to 10, but it's sort of, you've got to win minimum 10 frames. A race to 5-1 down, race to 10, you don't give him too much hope. But you still give him a chance, you still, because all of a sudden, he has the next break, you know, 5-2, and it's not, you can see it, but the set play really allows you to believe it even more because you don't have to worry about getting back in the match. You just have to win set number 2. And anyone, at Josh's level, at pro level, you can beat anybody in the world in a race to 5.
I like it because you could actually win a match and not win the most frames in it.
Yeah. That seems to fry the brains of a lot of people in the pool world when you say that. They're like, how can that happen? How can that be? Well, that's, you know, the nature of it. You know, I think it's widely talked about that one of the best formats you see in sports is the Darts World Championships, and it can happen there as well. In fact, it happens fairly regularly. It's gone wrong. Is he okay? Can he see the potting angle of this yellow he just moved? It's not what he wanted. Biggest problem still exists, and it's rare for Tom to go this deep into a finish and not have it solved. I wonder if that tells us that the top yellow of the two passes to the corner, which means they're not as big a problem as they look on camera. Because you can get high on the top one and move the red out the way. In fact, he's playing it now.
Overcut it. Not a bad leave, though. All he's left Josh is a very thin cut into the right-hand centre.
Could take the bottom one of the two together, clip it back.
Yeah, that's the
one you were thinking. I was thinking not the one nearest the pocket.
No, just to sail the cubel up to the top of the table for the lone red at the bulk end. He's made that, and he's in decent position. Should try and get on that awkward red now that's next to the two yellows, because he does have the angle. They can play this low to the left-hand side, come off that side cushion. He's looking at the angle now, off the bottom rail and through that gap and behind it.
So I think there's a more natural line to go down the gap of the yellow and the 8-ball. I suppose it's getting a little bit too tight to the line of the where you need to be. Yeah,
the yellow in the middle of the table might hinder you there. I think going beneath the red at the bottom of the table.
Too much pace though.
Heavy.
That was the line.
Yeah, if the weight was right, he had the line.
He'd love to be straight in on this red to top right, because you can guarantee giving yourself a good angle on the red nearest the cue ball now to get on the one at the bottom. Even if it's a slight turn, I think it's the play. Very nice.
Well, he's been very impressive in his second set as Josh.
Hasn't he ever?
I think this is as good as I've seen him play.
Just careful not to overhit this one and get too close to his work. Beautiful. 2 balls away.
Well, it's been super control from Josh Juhasz. He was unlucky not to get on that red early, but tell you what, hasn't he rescued the situation? This has been an absolute brilliant set for Josh Juhasz.
Flawless. Flawless set. 1-0 down against the best player in the world. Comes back with a 5-1 victory to tie this match up and take us all the way in the opening match of the Players' Championship. We've got a very big set number 3 here. Tom Cousins, the number 1 player, looked like he was cruising along, having won the opening set 5-1, and he has just been punished in set number 2. Made just the one mistake in the set. Josh Juhasz was flawless. 5 visits to the table, and Josh has taken us all the way here in the opener. And that grimace on the face after Tom's break tells us he's feeling it just a little bit out there. He is on this red to top left, I believe. He was on that red. The grimace was, he was slightly worried he wasn't. These reds are very doable. He is on the red to right centre. was guaranteed to flick the yellow. Should have a choice of reds after this, but
Yeah, I don't mind his position there.
yeah.
Obviously, there are little things that could go wrong. I think he plays the one that's nearest the bag first and just kicks into the other red. Maybe just pushes yellow away as well. That was close to being a foul. I think it was.
Yeah, absolutely. He knew straight away. Wow, this match is fully turned then. What an opportunity for Juhasz to start this set.
Well, he's played it quite softly.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
And that wouldn't have turned. He's just misjudged that one
So
completely.
with ball in hand, he didn't play the yellow above the 8 ball. That tells us that that yellow does pass the 8 ball. So these yellows are a treat. Plenty for that man to think about right now.
I believe that was Liam White in the background there queuing.
Yeah, on the practice tables we have here at Spots and Stripes. It's a lovely setup for the players. We're plenty of space around the tables and practice tables for the players getting themselves ready to go on. Couple rolls off the cushion may have been his preference, but he's absolutely fine. Angle's still good. Track the centre of the table here. Purposely left it from distance here. I think he was slightly worried that he could have ended up behind the red and didn't want to play around with it. Just have to hit this well. He's going to be playing into space. There shouldn't be any issues.
Great shot.
Plenty of space and beautiful visit to the table for Josh.
Well, well, well.
Yeah.
Alarm bells ringing in Cousins' corner.
I know we can get very Tom Cousins centric here at, certainly from the commentary box, and that's justified by the fact that he's been the best player in the world for a long time now, and what he's done in dominating a tour that you don't feel like could be dominated. But he started off really well. He didn't make a mistake in the opening set. His break wasn't firing, of course, but he didn't make a mistake. But Josh was making mistakes. He was making a few careless and unforced errors out there. The turnaround has been jarring, though. I mean, Tom's only made, well, that's his second error in the last, he made one error in the last set, cost him 5-1. He's made one error here. He's 1-0 down, and Josh has done his last 3 breaks. So the momentum is fully with the Jackal right now. But dry. I feel like this is a very big visit to the table because this is far from a gimme layout for Tom, but one he's going to take on. And you feel like he needs to get it. Needs to kind of change the story of this match. Wow. Quite incredible what we're seeing out there right now.
Attention call. Red ball's in play.
Red by the 8 ball passes to right centre. Where does the red he's nearest to go? Would be my biggest question. Goes to the corner. Do you just take it now? I don't see why you wouldn't.
I would. I'd like to get rid of it now.
That tells me that it doesn't go. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Just catching it on the back end there. So trying to do a little bit of rearranging of the furniture. And
can he get that red in the middle? That's on the break spot. If he can, then he's up.
I think he can. It goes to the corner now, I believe, as well, but he's on it to the centre.
You'd be fool not to take it now because 2 yellows to hold a cue ball.
It's just half a pocket.
Yeah, but you should. Yeah, that's more than half. Sort of 2/3. Oh, brushy yellow as well.
Raised it in.
He's okay.
Yeah, now he's in absolutely ball in hand, perfect position here.
Yep, red goes past the black, black into the right-hand centre as well. So he wants to leave himself a little angle on the one that's dead centre. I'll tell you what, that's perfect. You can just pop this in the middle now, bump into that yellow that's the highest up the table, kick into that, and that should be the frame over. And that'll be 2-0 in the 3rd set. Wow. You just play straight into the rail, or is he going to just pop back a bit? Just screw back a little bit. Right then, do you get greedy on the black, or just get behind it and leave a long 8 ball into that bottom right-hand corner?
I'm going the latter, because it's just a natural drop in, natural pace.
And he's thinking the same as you.
Might even be on it in the centre.
You can cut it, but the cue ball's sailing close to those yellows at the bottom. I want to flick off those and then going off. I think the straight black into the bottom corner is the call. Sensible shot, and one you think he's going to take as well. The way he's playing at the moment, Juhasz. And in it goes, and 2-0 in this 3rd and final set to Juhasz against Tom Cousins in this opening round at the Players' Championship. If we pop over to see Sean's story in action against 𝗏𝗏 playing his loss of turn. Good shot as well.
He's won the opening set 5-1, and he's 2-0 up in the 2nd set. All things looking good right now for 𝗏𝗏𝗘. We've got a potentially big frame coming up very shortly. Tom Jones and Dave Fernandez. And Tom Jones won the opening set 5-3. Currently 3-3 in set number 2. So potentially a big frame coming up there. Certainly they're in one now, but if that could go to a deciding frame potentially.
Yeah, that must. I'll tell you what it will do. If you've won the 1st set, you're on the hill, and then you just don't get over the line in the 2nd set. The deflation of having to play another set when you think you could have had the job done.
I know he's 2-away right now, but if you get to that point where you think you're almost a ball away from winning the match, and then you've got to start 0-0 in a deciding set. As we see Tom break dry, this is fully going Josh Juhasz's way. He has won 7 of the last 8 frames. And if you take the dry break away, he's done every single one in one visit. Every time he's come to the table, apart from the dry break, he has cleared up. This is very impressive right now.
It's his starting ball. It's coming through the gap here, down to the yellow at the bottom of the table.
There'll be one bad yellow on the table if he can knock this one in. And he can.
Right, so it's a yellow that's surrounded by reds.
Yeah, the one he's nearest to does go to the top corner, but he doesn't have a good ball to play the breakout on the other yellow.
He might have to go downstairs again, you know.
Do you think it goes to the bottom corner, or is it a delicate one into the centre?
A very thin cut with this yellow he's nearest to, into the rail and off the red, and try and get that cue ball into the gap where the 2 reds and the yellow are.
Or drop this in and then use the one to right centre and use the top cushion potentially.
That's far too sensible.
Bit of bounce. Yeah, he could do it now.
I'd still take that yellow into the bottom corner.
Because it's an awkward ball as well.
But he can still get himself into the position he's in. But then the other yellow's awkward
because it doesn't come down the table, It's actually, at first glance, you thought, well, there's only one bad ball, but there was 3 really awkward balls. And there's not a full pocket for the one on the right-hand side either, but you could use the cushion and the red. I always think in these situations, and I understand why he played the shot he just did, but for me, I always think, what's the hardest ball on the table? And until he deals with that ball at the top of the table, potting these ones means nothing.
Yeah, I wonder if the yellow nearest to red in the middle goes in the bottom corner. Or why not play off that yellow, send a cue ball into the yellow over the bag and knock that in, pushing the yellow to the top of the table. I mean, we're in daft land now, but...
I was just thinking 𝗖𝗏𝗃𝗍𝗆's turned up to Red Hill.
Hang on a minute.
How about that? What a shot that is.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. And it creates an angle to deal with the ball at the top of the table. That is absolutely fabulous. That is truly incredible.
I still prefer my shot. Tom Cousin's expression there.
What a shot that is.
That tells a story in itself. He can't believe that. Tom's breaks are going dry, and Josh Juhasz is finding the form of his life. Well, do you even bother to try and move it? I mean, if you get right behind this, you could roll it into the middle and maybe cut the black into that centre pocket, in the other centre pocket, but is he looking off the red? With that angle, I'm not keen to move it. I'm keen to get on it and just play it. Yeah, he's playing to get on it. He's on it as well. Has he got, is it dead straight or has he got a tiny angle? He can just drop this in dead weight into the centre. He has a tiny angle. He's there. That's where he wants the cue ball. He's seen if he can get through past that red, be able to cut the 8 ball into the right-hand centre. So this is going to be dead weight. You can see the adrenaline is flowing through his veins now as well. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Has he got enough room to get past the red, cut it into the middle?
Yeah, the way he's looking, body language tells me no. The little swerve, does that bring the bottom corner into play for the cue ball as well? Is he taking it bottom corner?
Does it go in the bottom corner? I think he has to play
bottom left corner, I think.
Really?
No, he's going centre. Watch the cue ball.
Oh, he's missed it. Wow. He tried to just come around that red. It was so hard to try and hold that cue ball to give himself a clean shot at 8, and he didn't quite do it. And he just had to play a very gentle swerve shot. And he just didn't quite catch it thin enough, and now 𝗏𝗃𝗃 has had a reprieve. That was going to be 3-0 in the last set. Now Tom Cousins, I won't say back against the wall, but certainly the alarm bells must be ringing for 𝗏𝗃𝗃 at the moment.
He needed that, didn't he?
He did.
He needed some help.
I think 3, I think he's in real trouble.
Yeah,
I mean, real trouble.
He's still in trouble because this is off his break. So Josh will have the next break.
Well, you're on about Tom, and it doesn't like balls down the rail. Well, he's got a nasty one there, that red.
Might play into it.
Yeah, played that really well.
Beautiful touch.
Perfect.
So well, this tells us how much he's feeling. He's taking this one first. The other one was probably the ball. Comes back for OK. I suppose if he takes the other one first, then he leaves himself a little bit thin. It probably was the right way to go the way he ended up. I wonder whether he was just going away from the trickier ball because he's feeling it. But I think it was the natural way for him.
Well, he's put them away very smoothly from a man that's sort of rocking in choppy waters. I'll tell you what, that expression wasn't on his face when Josh Juhasz played that plant earlier off the cushion, when he thought he was sailing 3-0 down.
It was such a ridiculously good shot. The plant to create the angle, to give himself the opportunity. Everything was perfect apart from the missed 8 ball. It was the best visit we've had in the match and ultimately cost him the frame, which will that change the momentum? It has all been going Josh Juhasz's way, and that could halt him in his tracks.
He'll be sat there thinking, if I just had another inch of angle with that dead weight shot into the middle, the white would have gone just far enough away. Would have had a clean shot at the back.
But this is where your mental strength comes in.
Absolutely.
Rather than sitting there going, oh, I should be 3-0 up. You're 2-1 up against Tom Cousins. We're in a race to 5, and you have the break. It is still in your control here to win this match. And he's been breaking well, and oh no, the momentum has changed.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's got plenty of time to think about that missed 8 ball. Oh, that's a sickener. An absolute, especially when you make a ball early in a break as well, and you know the cue ball's in a good area of the table.
Look at the face
That's
on
as
Josh
tough as it
Juhasz.
gets.
Well, the pool gods seem to have intervened. And they seem to have voted unanimously in favour of Tom Cousins.
Still got some decisions to make here. It's not as though it's a guaranteed run out by any stretch. Well, that wasn't to plan. He was trying to open up the 8 ball there.
Yeah, a risky way as well.
Yeah, the way what he's thinking there is if he takes yellows, the yellows that are awkward, surrounded by the red at the top, he's got ammunition to deal with those balls. The one that was going to be a problem for him on yellows was the 8 ball, and it didn't open up as he wanted to.
It seemed like a clatter more than
control.
Yeah, I like reds now. I prefer them. You've got to move the one red that's out there, but it's a red near it.
The reason he didn't like reds was because you've only got one way or one ball really to open up the bad red, and even when you try and go into it, it's going to be surrounded by yellow still, so the chance of it coming out was so slim. He didn't want to take reds for that reason.
I wonder if he's looking at the angle. He could cut this red into the middle, cube off the bottom rail, other side of that red that's near the right-hand cushion, and through that little gap.
I don't think that's on.
What, through the gap of the 2 yellows?
Yeah.
By the middle and then kick it out?
I think he's going to be wider than that to play that at pace. I don't think he's thin enough to get that line.
What about play the red off the other red that's near the black into the middle and screw into the cushion? I'm looking for ways to go game.
Yeah.
I can't play any safe. Well, I can't play anything, but...
I'll try to make it happen using the yellows, trying to screw off the yellows.
And if it wasn't surrounded enough...
Yeah, that makes it even worse. You can drop the one into right corner, bottom right corner, use the one in the centre to come in and fire into it, but to get it moving enough to be on it, you've got to be very fortunate. It's one of those that's odds against, which is why he's not even considered it. I don't blame him there. This frame is still very much in the balance and no need to chase it. Might just have sight of the red in the middle of the cluster, but he won't even entertain any thought of playing that one, even if he snookered on others. Cannot play that red that's in the middle of the yellows. Can't be considering it, surely. The only reason you can consider this if this yellow at the bottom doesn't go, but if that yellow at the bottom goes, you're risking the frame here. Yeah, it doesn't look like the yellow does.
Yeah, I don't mind that shot. He didn't want to give Tom Cousins ball in hand.
Is he teasing Tom to go for this, though? If you play the first shot as a shot to nothing, and then the others can open up if this goes in. Well, he catches the jaw, so that's not worked. And he may have left the gap.
I was just saying, has he left him on that red at the top of the table through the gap of the yellows?
He has. He has. That's a big error from Tom. The one thing he couldn't risk was that. Yeah, he looks confused with his decision making there. Nice shot from Josh. Now every red goes. It really was a poor shot from Tom, but you have to say the shot that Josh played was actually very, very good, wasn't it? To pop his ball into play and not leave anything good on and almost force Tom into taking something on was high risk but high reward.
And it shows he's not panicking.
Yeah.
Because he's thought that out, you know, with clarity of mind.
I was just straight away, there's no way you could play that ball because you're just going to be opening up the yellows. But he did a great job.
But what I like about it is because he's in a position where he's got Tom Cousins on the ropes. And it's You know, nothing against Josh Juhasz, but this is a situation he wouldn't find himself in an awful lot. He's a top player, but Cousins is, like we say, the best in the world. And to have the clarity of mind to play that shot under immense pressure against the best player there is, I think it just shows how strong Josh is. You know, he's been full value. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, simple 8 ball, and he's 2 away and 2 clear.
3-1. Last set.
Also throw this into the mix, Tony. We're 10 minutes 41 left on the match clock. Therefore, we're going to play pretty much the majority of the rest of this match at 15 seconds a shot, and it brings the match clock into play in terms of this match not finishing. Both the first 2 sets were so one-sided and so high quality from the players that won it that it rattled along. This one's been a much slower affair. Also, while the balls have been racked, I can just let you know that they have gone to a deciding set between Tom Jones and Dave Fernandez, and it was in a hill-hill battle as well in that second set.
Ouch.
Tom Jones got himself a couple of balls, or a frame away. We didn't see the frame, but he got himself a frame away from winning the match, and he's back to 0-0 in the decider.
Yeah, and actually leading in frames. So he's leading in frames, but he's level.
Yeah.
So he's 9-8 up.
That's the only other match going to the... In fact, other than ours, it's gone to a decider. Very important frame here for Tom Cousins. He could do with a really quick break clearance, and he's got the opportunity for a really quick break clearance. Normal circumstances, these are routine for our #1 player.
What's more, he's wasted little time getting down to the table there. He's fully aware of how long he's got, and he knows he needs at least 4 frames to get over the line. And he'd rather have it done before we got anywhere near 6 reds and all of that jazz.
What Tom Cousins, I mean, he's not there yet, but what Tom Cousins has in the kind of armoury is when his back's fully against the wall, he can start throwing his arm at a few and then go into overdrive. We've seen him do that in finals and win major championships, where he can reel off 5 on the trot in no time when he feels like he's not down and out, but it's going away from him.
Well, I believe this could be under a minute, this frame. I think it's about 10, is it 10:32 or something like that? It's
10:41, I think. So it's just over the minute.
That includes waiting for the balls to stop rolling around after the break.
It does indeed. And gets him back within 1, but it is Josh's break. If Josh keeps breaking clearing, which he's done a bunch in the match, there's nothing Tom can do, but it's very different to get yourself to this position against the #1 player. It's a whole different deal finishing him off.
And there you see, it's such a great temperament that Cousins has. He's having a little joke still with Declan Brennan by his side there.
Over on our other arena table, Sean Story is 5-1 up in the first set. And sorry, he won the first set 5-1, and he's 4-0 up in the second set. So Sean Story looking very good to get over the line in his first round match with David McQuillan, as Josh hits another brilliant break. Interesting layout, that cluster on the top right hand side.
Yeah, either one he takes, he's got problems with the yellows and the reds over on the...
Yeah, the minute you take the yellow over the top right, reds become the better set. I don't think...
Long yellow?
Yeah. Well, if you're going to go yellows, it can't be the one over the top right corner, is my thinking.
Yeah, because you've knocked this and you can get to the plant then on the yellows. Oh, moved on it.
Yeah.
That was a nervy one from Josh.
But that yellow's gone to an awkward position, so it's not necessarily... I mean, Tom could take it first of all here. He could still take that to bottom corner.
Good shot from Cousins. And this is just the thing now. This is what separates Tom Cousins and the top players from, say, some of the other professionals. It's just when that finishing line appears in front of you, and you really have to be completely and utterly on your mettle under pressure, that's where you do see the little chinks in the armour.
Yeah, how calm was that, by the way? At 15 seconds a shot, he was the wrong side of the table with 5 seconds to go and calmly did it with a half a second to spare. That's okay. Might even flick the second yellow into play here when he plays the inside one of the two. Oh, beautiful.
See, this is going to hurt Josh.
Yeah.
He had an opportunity here to go 4-2, put himself on the hill, and now it's looking like 3-3.
I thought it was a good choice of shot. It was just it was a pressure-filled shot more than it was a high tariff shot, but I think it was a better choice than taking the one over the pocket.
Still, it's still 3-3, even if Tom gets these in. He hasn't got them yet.
No, he's far from got them. The 8 ball isn't guaranteed, and had to play a good cue ball there to get on this yellow, and it's not easy when a ball's hanging over a pocket like this to get good position.
Now the black goes past the red into the bottom corner. It's got half a pocket. He can play it into the near side jaw and come off the red. So Cousins just having to get the cue ball past these two reds.
Oh, he screwed it off.
Oh my word.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
I mean, he must have been playing for the 8 ball into right centre, and that is a huge error.
I don't know, he screwed into the cushion to get really close when he didn't need to.
Yeah, I suppose the angle he's got, he can't get underneath it. Yeah, I mean, that's just a very poor shot, isn't it?
He was about to bat that away, I tell you. And he knew it would have been lost of frame should he interfere with the path of the cue ball.
Well, that's a big moment. Biggest moment in the match so far. Josh Juhasz has got these reds to mop up to put him on the hill and in the driving seat here in the opening round of the Players' Championships.
Twitchy times now.
Yeah.
You don't get any chance to compose yourself here because, well, again, with 15 seconds a shot, and here come the beeps. And there you see, sprung into action again. This is the only thing that might just have a mistake appear from Josh Juhasz because of this 15 seconds a shot. This is the shot, really. This is the big one. Yeah, I like the way he got down and quickly went about his business with that shot instead of waiting, having a look around the table. So 2 balls to plonk himself on the hill against Cousins. It's 1 set each, but this is for 4-2 in the third and final set. The Yorkshireman is on the 8.
You can tell he knows how big this moment is.
Well, it's huge.
Incredible. What a frame we have just seen. What a moment we have just seen. And that man there is on the brink of something very special here in the opening round of the Players' Championships. And he was just given a gift by our #1 player, Tom Cousins. This, I mean, he probably won't hit as bad a shot all season long. And he knew straight away, just hit that one all wrong. And he has got 5 minutes to save this match.
Yeah, we've got it 2 deep and 2 wide. That's Chris Day coming over to have a little watch, a chat with Tom.
I wonder if he's saying, what'd you do that for, Tom? Chris Day getting himself ready to play Simon Fitzsimmons. They'll be playing on our other TV arena. Once the Sean Story match is finished, he's got Simon Fitzsimmons for company as Tom goes in off on his next break. First opportunity here for Josh Juhasz to win the match.
The only blessing for Tom Cousins is he's not out the tournament should he lose this. That's the safety net will kick in and put him in the loser's half of the draw.
But as we've talked about many times, Tony, in this match, there's a long way back when you get into the loser's side of the draw, and there'll be an awful lot of pull for Tom Cousins if he's to turn it around. And he'll have to play better than this. But he has been put under it by Josh Juhasz, and that is plain and simple. Tom played well in the first set without pressure on. The pressure came on and the mistakes have followed.
Maybe Tom just wants to fill his weekend with a lot of pool matches. But I don't think so.
No.
I mean, and Josh Juhasz he's played brilliantly in this match. He's had some very special moments and a lot of break and finishes as well.
Yeah, he really got himself going in set 2. Flawless set. And he started this set well before the fun and games got going, and he's now 5 balls away. Far from a guaranteed run out this one, though. Keep an eye on the match clock. 4 minutes left in it.
This would be the biggest win of his pro career. He was actually saying to me earlier before the match, I was having a little chat with him, and he said, I don't often get out in this arena. You know, I've done a few of the Monday nights, you know, Champions League games, and I've done okay in them, and a few of the pairs. He said, but I've not been out there on my own very much, and you know, and playing Tom Cousins, and he's just got out there and he's played fantastically.
And he's picked a beautiful pattern here. This has been really nice. He's a little bit short on that one. If he gets to the straight, it's over.
He would have liked to come back another couple of balls width.
Oh, was that in time?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm not surprised that's being reviewed. I think that's out of time.
I do.
Gut feel is that's out of time. So this will be reviewed. It's going to go to VAR. Our referee team will come and have a look at that one.
I think the buzzer sounded just before we shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident this one's going to be a foul. There's 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in this match, and if this is awarded as a foul, Tom is going to have to go quickly, and then he's going to have then it will be Josh's break. So it's not all lost here for Josh, but he may well have just gifted Tom Cousins a lifeline. I can tell you that our referees are currently looking at it, but I think you're in agreement with me here, Tony, that was out of time.
I do, and it will be 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 who will be checking with the VAR.
Oh, I was surprised to see what Tom did in the previous frame. Well, I'm even more surprised here. If Josh comes back 2 more rolls, he doesn't even think about it. It's a stop shot.
Yep.
The fact he comes up 2 rolls short, he's got to play around with the right-hand side, which is why he took his time. And that's why he has run out of time. Trying to get some clues from our referee, who has made his decision. Daryl is on his way back into the arena.
And he didn't tell us a thing.
No, normally we get the signal. It did not happen.
We got no signal from Daryl. He doesn't like it anymore, Simon.
He doesn't. And foul has been called. Josh Juhasz has just made a monumental error that has allowed a lifeline to this man here. He's got to run these out quickly. There are no golden breaks in play, so he needs to run these out quickly. And remember, it's Josh Juhasz who has the next break. He should get these, and he should leave over 2 minutes.
Well, this is going to be his trickiest pot left. Knocked it in. These are tappings now. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. So looking at that now, I'm saying it's about 2:22.
You're slipping, Tony. You're slipping. 2:25 left on the clock. And just the 1 frame in it, Josh Juhasz has the break, as Tom just told somebody that asked there in the arena. That is an incredible error from Josh, who essentially had the match over and done with, and he has gifted Tom an opportunity, a lifeline. And now he'll be sat there thinking, don't go dry. Don't go dry. Don't go dry.
It's one of them, though, that 2 minutes 25. Even if you pot a ball, you can't just sit there and try and manage that away, because
it's just a little bit too much time. It's right on the board. It's as close to the borderline as it gets.
An 8-ball finish can be made inside a minute.
At 15 seconds a shot, you can use up 2 minutes to make a clearance. So you can't. You probably need. You call your extension straight away. You probably need to pot 5, maybe 6 balls.
Or you have a really good split and then pot a couple of them. Then call the extension on a tough ball.
Just try and make the clearance, or play safe. He needs a ball first of all. He needs a ball. He gets a ball, and that could be huge.
No easy finish.
No easy finish. So there's going to be some gameplay going on here.
I think he's going to use the extension at the start. I think I would here.
Instantly use the extension. He's not. He is.
He wanted to get rid of a couple of the beeper seconds as well.
You could slide across and try and get on the red nearest the 8-ball here if you were talking about the finish, but I think play on the open balls. Yeah, he agrees. So he should be able to pot 3 clean. So that's going to be 45 seconds, a minute with the 4th shot, which means he would leave 40 seconds, but it could be a messy 40 seconds. So quite like just clearing up the 3. And that's 4. That's fabulous. Now he just has to make the open balls.
Yeah, see, I'm going to come down for the red.
Don't even play it. Don't even look at it, Tony. You don't even look at it. Just pot the 3 open balls on the beeps.
Does he go off the black?
Well, that changes things.
Do you know what? Does it go clean? It doesn't go clean, surely.
Oh, it does.
It does.
It does. And that should be that for this match. He's 3 pots away from winning it. There's only a minute left in the match.
Very slow roll here. Very gently does it.
Well, if he was to not land on the 8 ball and miss it, he would only leave about 20 seconds, which wouldn't be long enough for Tom, you feel. So it should be job done, but he'd love to land on this 8 ball and make it absolutely certain, and he has.
What a performance from Juhasz. And what a match.
It's brilliant from the Jackal. You can see what it means to him. It may only be the opening round, but he has just knocked out the #1 player in Tom Cousins. And the way he dealt with the problems of the previous reign, the way he dealt with the time foul, the response was a fabulous break clearance, and he gets the victory.